As someone who absolutely loves the hip hop scene here, I often find myself around other people who enjoy the same artists as me. And sometimes when debating about an artist, you often get into a conversation about what is your favorite song of theirs or what is their best song. So, how about today we tier list some of Kahukx's singles and features? Because why not? Keep in mind, this is what I personally believe myself, and there will be a link in the description for you to do your own tier list and then send it or tag me and tag Kahukx even. And let's just see how much people's opinions differ. Be quite interesting to see. So with that in mind, we have a tier makeup thingy-madooha. I've made it. Like I said, link in the description if you want to go do your own. We are going to go loosely in order of the time that everything released. And for this episode, I'm going to include feature verses just because there's not an incredible amount. Kahukx has only been around for 1 year. What an incredible year it has been. And hopefully this list will very, very soon grow. But as of right now, the 6th of January 2023, this is everything that I can find that he has put out to date. Obviously, disregarding like freestyles and like leaks and things like that, like things that are officially out there. So let's start off where the year started off. Starting off with Due Time. What a debut this was for Kahukx, man. In a time where the narrative going round is that the Oz drill kind of market is very oversaturated. There's a lot going on, and some people saying that, oh, there's only Oz drill and there's too much. I massively disagree with that statement. I believe that people just need to listen to other music and actually broaden your horizons by listening to other artists. But I will say when Kahukx came through with this, with the melodic sample, like the Central C kind of vibes, he put his own twist and he had this cadence that was just different to everyone else and still is. Um, and yeah, I think it was a very, very strong debut. Do I think it's his best track to date? No. And if you watch my top 50 tracks of the year list, I'll put a link for that down in the description. You will know what my favorite one is. But for now, I'm going to put Due Time in the A tier because I genuinely believe it is an amazing debut and it's an amazing song, full stop. His next release was No Bonnie and Clyde. I very openly criticized this track purely for how it was mixed. The sample sounds way too overbearing to Kahukx's vocal delivery, and despite Kahukx doing a really good job with not only a really catchy chorus but also really strong verses, I can't help but feel the people who like this track like it because of the sample and not because of Kahukx himself. And I can't help myself but when listening to it, just find myself singing. You put your hands out. I just can't help myself but be singing that non-stop. So it's a decent track, but I feel like the sample gets massively in the way. I'm going to put it in the C tier. Next, we're going to take the hood bars. The hood bars. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like, or not, I believe this was also the debut for Hood Bars as a platform as well, which again, great debut on getting Kahukx in to do that, and really set a good tone on what the platform was going to be, which, as they brand themselves, the Australian Daily Duppy, you know, with a very visual representation of what the punchlines and bars and double entendres mean and references, etc., etc. And Kahukx played into that, was super lyrical, you know, but played into also a very statement-based form of rapping as well, you know, in just a very simple number scheme, like 2 time we want to make me and the Merc, and I'm gonna feeling her and her, like all of that, like yeah, he did a really good job. I enjoy it. I'm gonna put this in the B tier. I'm gonna put this B. I feel like yeah, it's a good, solid freestyle. Next on the list, Forget You featuring Bally Boy, the first collab that was at least published, obviously, because in this world, sometimes you record things and certain things come out before others, etc., etc. But this is the first one that we got. Forget You is another track that felt like it was leaning into the mainstream side of things just a little bit too much. Making mainstream music, there is nothing wrong with that. When you compromise your sound to be mainstream, now I have a bit more of an issue. Does that make it a bad track? No. And I still enjoy it. And, you know, if it come on in the club, you'd still see me waving arm in arm with somebody else singing that shit. Because why? Because I'm a hypocrite. But I will say, I don't think it's the strongest collab. I don't think it's the strongest music by either artist. Is it a welcome collab? Yes. And I would love to see them do something else in the future. Not to say this is a terrible track though. I'm gonna put it in the C tier. Like again, it's similar problems to Bonnie and Clyde. It's good, but I don't know. It just lacks a certain level of oomph to really get me going. The next one on the list, Mbappe. Yeah, the Mbappe track with Day One. I can't lie. I think this track has massively grown on me. Like I remember when I first heard it, I was like, this is all right. And it's just grown on me ever since, man. It just gets better and better. I also would like to point out, I don't think there's many other tracks from the Oz hip hop side of things, at least, that sound like it. It just has its own kind of thing going on. And I absolutely love that. I also love the clip. I love everything that they've done with this. A very strong release, and I'm going to slap it up in the A tier. No way, we're going to talk about the remix soon. The next one we are going to cover is True. If you know about my top 50 list, spoilers incoming. I put this number 3 on my list overall. This track here, God, yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. And I know it's a trendy thing now to have these Afro drill type beats and whatnot. I absolutely love them. So yes, specifically for me, I might be biased, but I really enjoy this track. I love the energy. I love the charisma that is brought to this track, reflected so well in the visuals. Big up to Slippin'. Like, yeah, from top to bottom, I absolutely adore this track. And despite it not being one of his most popular, and despite me having this hot take, I'm going to put it as his best song. I'm putting that S tier. I'm putting that up there as the best thing Kahukx has done to date, in my opinion. I really strongly believe in this record. And then on the other side of things, we have the Spotify releases that included a remix of True. I didn't love this. The reason I don't love it is not because of the style of music it is. You know, I'm very documented in not being super mad into like the hard style type of music. But I feel like there's definitely ways to do it and then ways not to do it. And for me, this just lacks oomph. It lacks memorability. It lacks style. It does feel quite underwhelming in a lot of ways, this release. I was not the biggest fan of this remix, and I think that there is just better remixes to different Aussie tracks. I just feel like there is. So one of these Spotify singles is going to go in the D category. And in fact, you know what? While we're on the topic, I'm going to put the other one in there, the 14 Years track. Why do I put it so low? Similar reason to the Bonnie and Clyde track. I feel like it heavily leans on the sample. And people will know the sample more than they will know the actual track. Kahukx has a very laid back style of delivery, but here it sounds too laid back, in my opinion. And I get it, he's trying to complement the lighter hearted feel and the softer side to this track, but I wasn't a fan. It feels soulless. It doesn't feel like it's original. Yeah, it's not the worst thing I've ever heard, but I'm definitely not the biggest fan of it. So pretty harsh on them Spotify single releases there. But one thing I will have a little bit more praise for is the Step One track featuring Open Till Late. It makes sense that different artists within the scene want the more EDM style track. You know, it's all well and good going MVP and having a good time there, but sometimes you just want to go Albion, sometimes you just want to go Envy, and sometimes you just want to chuck a little, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just want to do that in life, all right? Don't worry, I'm learning. Just bear with me. Open Till Late is one of the best producers in this country, especially when it comes to this lane of music. He absolutely smashes it on production. And I just feel like, despite me not loving like the hard style kind of music, I just feel like this has more character to it. It actually feels like some effort has been put into this. It feels like some characters there. I quite like the concept of the step one, step two, similar to kind of the hood bars thing. So no more number schemes Kahukx. We've run that dry now, and you've done a great job on both times that you've used it. We're gonna keep it moving forward. But yeah, step one, actually quite like this. I'm gonna put this in the B tier. I feel like, yeah, number schemes, it's a B tier type of thing. I want to cover the Bee's Knees track that Kahukx featured on for Shelly's project, Stack or Starve. Many people might not actually know this track. If you didn't know, Shelly put up a freestyle challenge on Instagram/TikTok, whatever it was, and Kahukx entered, and Kahukx won that, and that was just before he actually dropped Due Time. It was in and around that time there. So obviously they have some sort of connection there. I don't know if it was part of the competition that you get a feature verse or something. I don't know if that's how it works, but regardless, they linked up on a track, and yeah, it's a nice, good track. It's very in Shelly's kind of lane and style. Shelly doesn't often steer far away from these bouncy trap beats, often with the Latin, Spanish kind of guitar samples. And Kahukx fits really well on this, in my opinion. Like, yeah, it's a solid track and a really solid project by Shelly as well. I'd recommend going and check it out, Stack or Starve. So I'm going to put this in the B tier. Doesn't have a number scheme, but it has Shelly. So, and he has numbers in his name, 210. So there you go. And the last thing to go on our list is the Mbappe remix. Yeah, J1 ruined this track. Having a French artist within Gambino on the track makes a lot of sense. And I am not French speaking. I don't understand a word he says on the track, but at least it feels like he comes with the correct energy. J1. And this is coming from the UK, brother, you know. Like, I want to be bigging up the UK. I often talk about how the UK is a higher tier and quality to Australia on average. The infrastructure's there. We've been about for longer at a higher level, so it makes sense. And this is not a representation of what UK music can bring to the table. No, it's absolutely fucking dog shit. I prefer the original verses anyway from Day One and Kahukx, but I do appreciate how they did switch it up. I do appreciate the fact that they, you know, come with the correct energy. They come with they understood the assignment and they fucking give it their best shot. J1 just sounds like he doesn't even want to be on this track. Who the fuck am I to comment on him? Good, you know, the brother was only just here in Australia. He might even still be at the time of recording this. Maybe he's gonna come through, punch my lights out. Who knows? Like, look, the guy's making his money. He's had some level of success, you know, like, congrats to him. But man, I have so many issues. Not only is it a lackluster delivery, it's also the same flow we hear on many J1 tracks. Like, it's the same pocket. Like, it's just boring. And if you play many of his tracks, you'll find that he actually uses that flow a lot. And now I know I sound like a hater. I don't hate the guy. Do I love him? No. Do I listen to him in my own time? No, but I'm not a hater. I don't hate anyone. But damn, I can't, like, it does ruin that remix in my opinion. And I feel sorry for the boys because that should be a great opportunity. I don't know. Let me know if I'm just being super harsh. Do you enjoy the Mbappe remix? Because for me, that shit was ruined. And because of that, we're putting it in the row of trash. Is the whole thing the worst thing Kahukx has been a part of? Technically speaking, no. But it's the one that I would least want to listen to. So I'm going to put it in the trash. That's what my tier looks like, a reasonably balanced list. Now, Kahukx had the best year out of everyone last year, in my opinion, and I think Kahukx is a great artist. This is in comparison to his own music. This is not compared to anybody else. So if I go and do a tier list to somebody else, it might look massively different in a lot of ways, you know? Like, this is very specific to Kahukx. This is balancing out his discography 1 year into the game. But yeah, let me know who else you would like me to cover. Obviously, the longer the artist has been around, the bigger the video will be. I might have to do it like album based, depending on who the artist is. Or maybe we'll just cover like their main singles. I don't know. But yeah, let me know if you want me to do more of these or whether this is just a complete miss. And if you want to do your own tier list and send it through, then like I said, click the link in the description. When you do it, you can actually save it as like a file or whatever. Tag me on Instagram or something. Tag Kahukx. Let's see what you think compared to me. And if you can't be bothered to do that, then just tier list your own list in the comments or something. I don't know. If you was to tier list every one of Kahux's songs or features, where would it rank for you? I know, we still locked and loaded. Got think we rollers, but our chat encrypted coded. She okay, and she hate it and she's sober. I can meet you out in Paris. I can meet you Parramatta.